Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speed 5. I'm here, of course, with Kanor.
Hello.
And we have Galaxy Brain this evening.
It's time for Galaxy Brain. It's my favorite game show because it's our only game show.
I was going to say, what game show do we
It's also like calling it a game show is being very liberal with the concept of game show outside of the fact that we are going to have some players play a game, and we do consider this to be a show.
I love the music, too. I mean,
Yes.
The music is exciting.
The theming of Galaxy Brain is the best part of a Galaxy. No, that's not actually true. The best part of Galaxy Brain is our casters and our players and
That's
Stellaris. We should probably talk a bit about what Galaxy Brain is for
I'm
those
sure people would like to know.
Yes, for those that missed the first episode. So, Galaxy Brain is a concept where we ask two players to essentially play bingo. And the way they do that by, marking the boxes in their 5x5 grid is that each box has a challenge in it. And once they have fulfilled that challenge, they will tell our casters over on through Discord, and we will check mark that box. First player to get in a 5 in a row, as in a bingo, either on a row, a column, or diagonal, wins the game. This also means that we have no idea when the game ends.
I know, the last episode was a little scary because we were like, oh my gosh, they're going to finish this so quickly.
Yes.
But then it did. It took, I think, about 90 minutes.
Yes, because RNG stepped in and saved us, as RNGesus is one to do. So, anything can happen. And Mordaith, who has helped design these cards, and we'll talk to him and Apex a bit later. He was really worried that it was going to end too quickly.
Yeah, he was.
But here is tonight's bingo card. We're not going to go through all of the bingo cards here. We are actually going to highlight some of them once we have our casters in here. But as you can see, I think the nicest one is the one smack dab in the middle, considered a free space.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with that. I'm like, there are so many. There are some. I'm like, oh, that one's nice, and that one's. But you're right. The very middle.
The very middle.
It's perfect.
Because it says free space.
Yes.
But they have to think that Empire's on the nice list. I think according to our rule set, all they have to do is send them something, and it counts.
Funny.
Last time we did this, the free space didn't actually come into play. Because Alpha Yang Delete won on, I think, what was at that point like the bottom row, if I recall correctly.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
I don't remember. That was too far back.
It was very hectic.
But let's talk about our Discord real quick. Guys, make sure that you join our Discord so you get to join in all of these fun little discussions. And we also have our challenges. We generally post some challenges. So if you want to be a part of a challenge sometime, especially, I know the only one that we're doing really right now is the Masters of Universalis.
Yep.
But there is lots of fun discussions on there.
If you're interested in finding people to play our Hearts of Iron 4 mod, that's also something you can do. And if I need to double check in our break, because if we haven't posted the bingo card, which I think we have, I'll post it when the game is live. So you can find that in the Stellaris channel on our Discord as well.
Tons of fun.
Yes. So
Tons
do you know who else is tons of fun?
Mordaith and Aspec.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm so smart.
Galaxy Brain. We're here.
Hello. So Mordaith.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello.
Here's the fun boys.
Yay!
Hello.
Our fun boys.
Yeah, he's definitely not fun.
I'm gonna go with fun boys from now on.
I am too. So Mordaith, this is your genius. How are you feeling about it tonight?
I take no responsibility for anything that is about to happen.
And are you saying?
I feel great. I feel great about it.
Are you saying that
Very confident.
because you put together a bingo card? I look over and I'm like, cool. And then we hand it off, and Apex sees it, and it's like, do you want to tweak these things, maybe?
This is trash. No,
I do notice that in the
I don't very
Discord.
trash.
No.
He says it a lot nicer than that, but yeah. This one could be
I
tweaked,
feel-
and this one.
I feel very good about it, and it's always good to have an extra set of eyes.
Yeah. Like
Definitely.
it's important. The more people that can look at something this stupid and come with valid input, the better.
Check grammar.
2
spelling,
thumbs up.
Too. I'm just saying.
We all have very different play styles, so I play Stellaris very different than Aspect and No Virtue and Alpha Yank Elite. So I'm like, this is going to be challenging, and someone's like, this is going to be done in 5 minutes. So it's important to get that other viewpoints.
So, Aspec, from your perspective, you've seen the whole bingo card, and we're going to look into 3 of the challenges in just a bit. But any initial reactions you can give us?
Aside from the ones that I told them that, according to you, were quote unquote trash and now have been changed, I think overall it's looking pretty good here. Although I'm very partial to column B myself. But once we get there, we can go into a little bit of detail. But let's first talk about some of these challenges in particular.
All right. Do we have some of these challenges? The bingo card, I think we're looking at first.
Well, let's see what comes up. Yeah, so here is our first featured challenge, which is not necessarily one that the players have to make. It's just one that we think is fun to talk about. It says, capture a planet from the Council of Grinches in a war. The Council of Grinches are a hardy, warlike race. In order to take a planet from them, it will take lots of Christmas tree guns and maybe a little bit of help. Mordaith, what's going on?
So I put in a Force-spawned Empire to act as an antagonist to the Clausewitz Engineers, which are the Santa Claus Empire that our players will be playing today. And the Council of Grinches are very, very aggressive and angry. In every single test run I did, they kicked my butt a lot. They were very scary. They're just I've got they're a fanatic xenophile materialist who are barbaric despoilers.
That makes perfect sense.
Yep.
They're very aggressive.
Scary.
I'm not sure we mentioned that Mordaith kind of holiday themed some of a bit of the bingo.
Perfect, though.
Lovely. Let's see if we can jump to our next one here. Yes, have an asset in 3 different empires. Not overly hard to do. These assets are used to help you know if empires are naughty or nice. The drain on influence to get assets can hamper empire growth. Let's get some caster insight to this one.
So, just to put things into perspective, what does an asset mean? It means that you have a spy ring in another empire and that you have either randomly picked up an asset or that you have specifically gotten an asset through a espionage mission. This could be problematic if you do not have enough spy masters, as in you start the game by default with 2 envoys. You don't get a 3rd one, this may take a little while. Also, you need to get a certain level of intel on another empire to pull this one off. I don't know the exact number here. Mordaith, maybe you can enlighten us a little bit.
It's to get an asset, it's not particularly difficult. It's, I think, 30 intel, so you can get that quite quickly after applying a spy to the job. But yeah, losing those diplomats for other jobs can be pretty devastating with the other challenges.
So what do you think is going to be the bigger challenge here? The fact that, just finding 3 other empires, is that the bigger challenge here, or?
No, it's finding a balance. There's a lot of diplomatic-based challenges this time, including migration treaties, rivalries, and a lot of espionage. So I think that could be interesting to see how they balance it out.
And this is on the N row, which it also has the free space. So, for that reason, while it might take some time, it could be something our players are interested in trying, just because, if you go for the free space, essentially you just have to do 4 challenges. Then again, there are other harsh things there. Our last featured challenge here, reach the terminal egress system beyond the L gate. Dangerous and challenging. Unlocking the secrets of the L gate may require luck and focus. And then what will the consequences be for I should have practiced this sentence before I started it. And then what will the consequences be for opening the galaxy's biggest present? Mordaith, what are we thinking?
Well, this one is actually suggested by Acebek, and I'm always hesitant to put it in because like I'm so worried about chasing down those L gates, and I didn't know. I mean, it's going to be very RNG, very RNG determined. Acebek, do you get any thoughts on that one?
Well, what did it replace? Let's ask that question. I think that's the more important one.
I'm trying to remember what it replaced. Oh, it was going to replace spark a diplomatic incident between the Grinch and another empire.
Yeah,
Which
right.
actually
And
isn't that difficult.
It's not that difficult at all, but I thought that, we do have a smattering of diplomatic stuff here already, and reaching terminal egress is now, you want to go with the theme. It's fun. Who knows what's in this unboxing situation that's going on there, and it could be 3 different things that are hanging out in the L cluster. And reaching terminal egress, you need to find yourself 6 insights and then unlock yourself a gate. And you may completely lose the game at that point. So who knows what happens? It's fun for the whole family.
And that is what we're going for. Fun for the whole family. Let's have a look at the full bingo card again to remind ourselves where all of these things are located. Now, Acebek, you mentioned that you had a favorite row, or was it column? I don't remember. What do you think we should look at?
Column B, I think, is going to be the easiest one of the bunch. Maintaining 3 migration treaties is totally doable as long as you get 3 empires and you get good relationships with them. The types of empires that we are running today should not make that a big problem. Having a gateway or L gate in your borders, also totally doable as well. Having an asset, we already talked about this, it's totally doable. Bordering a fallen empire is probably the most difficult one of the bunch if you do not have a fallen empire nearby and you need to snake all the way over there. That could be a huge influence sink. And finally, getting a relic. If you have a precursor, you're guaranteed a relic, basically. But this was also the thing that Young came in with the clutch the last time. So that could also be very interesting. All the other ones, all the other columns and rows, all have these sort of curveball options in them that make them a little bit less viable, I would say.
Okay, and more Daith, do you have any other column or row or diagonal that do you think we should highlight?
Well, I really actually do agree with Acebek on this. I think the B column is probably going to be the easiest to attain, but that's only if the RNG plays nice. Yep. And I'm sure it will. I'm sure No Virtue didn't have any problems at all last time.
And
not at all.
I think I have I've not checked this with production, so they might tell me when I come off of this, but no. I think we are going with the same Knorr rule that we went with last time, which didn't come into effect. That if someone does this in like 20 minutes, we go like, cool, and then we go again. And if it takes longer than like 30 minutes, we're like, fine, and we'll be very impressed. I think that's kind of the rules that we're going for, because as I've been trying to convey to everyone here, is like I find it very funny and exciting if it's over really quickly. At the same time, if you're here watching and want to see more Stellaris content, I recognize that it can be frustrating, but the tension.
It is the tension.
If it's fast content, we can syndicate this and sell it to Swedish TV, and
exactly.
There you go. It's going to be perfect.
Swedish TV is very big on syndicated content.
All right, let's go talk to our players.
Let's do that.
Let's get their opinion.
Hello.
Hey.
No Virtue, I have a very important question. Very important. Where's Sprinkles?
Okay, I'm listening. Sprinkles, he is right here on my lap.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I love Sprinkles. Okay,
so I will come out.
So how are you feeling tonight, No Virtue? Are you looking for that win today?
Yeah, hope so. As long as it only spawn next to a fanatical purifier again, that'd be great.
That was a little unfortunate.
I mean, that is the game. Alpha, how are you feeling?
It definitely feels a little tense, but I'm ready to go.
And how are you feeling about the extra festive theming of tonight's bingo card?
I like it. I'm ready for it, and so yeah, bring it on.
And you're wanting to be undefeated, I'm assuming.
I hope so. I'm not going to underestimate my opponent. I know that they are very good at this game, and so I'm just going to give my best shot and see if I can make some noise today.
Do you want to reveal which column you are going for?
I did last week. This week, I'm going to hold back because a lot of this stuff is random, and while I may want to go for one line, the game might make me go a different direction.
So true. That is so that we saw that last time with No Virtue. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
No Virtue. Did you want to say which one you're planning on?
Yeah, probably G and the G column and beat row.
Ooh. Okay, and that's interesting and different. If you specifically want to see what she's referring to, you should go check out the bingo card. That's I'm sure posted on Discord and Twitch chat right now. I think this is for Alpha, but also No Virtue after. Like I feel like after the first episode, we kind of got a sense of like. To be able to get a bingo here, you need to be able to roll with the punches, but then also you have to have a nice game of Stellaris, which, based on the other Paradox games we've showcased in our other shows, this one I feel like is the one that's kind of like more heavily into. If you get a bad spawn, you might be able to fulfill some of these, but you might also just be sucker punched and then you have to restart again.
Which we saw with. I feel like I don't think the alpha necessarily got punched, but it was kind of like more over the place as far as, you know, it wasn't necessarily just one row. You kind of had to go all over the place before you got your roll. And then No Virtue was very much like you could really tell which way she was going until she got slapped in the face.
I mean, I feel like saying slapped in the face might be a bit of an understatement.
Just completely murdered.
So we will, hopefully, the game will be kinder tonight, but for me personally, hopefully not too kind.
No 20 minutes, okay?
That's the worst that can happen.
Well, it'll be over in 20 minutes, and then it'll be...
Then y'all get to do it again.
We'll see if that's the case. One thing we should mention, though, is something we've worked on, and we got some comments after last time, was that last time you guys could hear our casters as you were playing. If everything goes according to plan now, you should not be able to hear our casters. No Virtue, how do you think that's going to impact you? Are you going to make it calmer?
I think it's going to make a difference at all, but I couldn't hear more than I expect there during this announcement. It was just your questions, and then it was like quiet for a second, so I think it's already working. So.
It's already working. Good. Cool. We just sound like lunatics now. Alpha, Alpha, how do you think is it gonna impact you any?
I think it's gonna make it a little less tense hearing them in the background because I could hear like what was happening on Virtue's side, and I'm like, holy cow, like I gotta step my game up. So now I can kind of play at my own pace and not hear, oh, this player has bingo, and I'm like, oh god. So yeah.
Very fair.
Well. We are going to let you go and do final preps because I'm sure the game will start soon enough. Best of luck to both of you. But as I mentioned, not too much luck.
It's totally fair. So what are you hoping to see for tonight?
I am hoping to see, I know that neither of them mentioned that they were going for something that's related to the free space.
True.
Yes. I still want our players to just go for the free space. It doesn't matter, and we are in an extra festive spirit. I feel like.
Yeah, it's very holiday-esque around here. I like that.
I don't know how that happened because we're in the space set with game show music, but yes, I agree. It feels extra festive for whatever reason. It might be. No, I don't. I was going to make a really bad joke, and I'm not going to now. I'm showing restraint. I'm sorry, everyone.
Once the camera's off and we walk out, he can tell me.
Yeah. and then Lady Magnus will be like, it's a good thing you didn't mention that joke, because it was really dumb.
On that note, our casters are ready, so let's go ahead and hand this off over to them.
Alrighty, here we are. Speaking of bad jokes, I've got myself a Blork body pillow. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to go and toss that to the side. PDX
so
God
jealous.
2018, good times. They only ever made 50 of them. I'm not entirely sure what was going through Martin Onwards, the former game director of Stellaris' mind, only making such a limited thing for a game that is
Such a
sold
coveted item.
copies. It is, isn't it?
Sitting on a gold
how are
mine.
you doing today? How are you doing
Okay,
today?
so if you guys see me shaking, it's not with anticipation and excitement. We're having a bit of a snowstorm right here on my end of the country. It's howling wind, and it's very cold in my office right now. I'm wearing multiple layers, but it's very festive.
I'm wearing shorts, and it's -2 outside. That's in Celsius, I would like to point out. But I am wearing this vest thing, and I'm kind of a little bit sweaty, so I don't know what's going on. But I do think that the oldie gentleman in the stream today, of course, I'm not going to assume any gender here. However, the beards are very much in play, which I think is good because Christmas is coming up, and I have a 3-year-old
Absolutely.
who I'm going to entertain by pretending to be Santa Claus. Shall we dive in to our game for today?
Sure. And I think we're ready.
Alrighty, where are we? Yep. Okay, cool. Let's see where we are at today. Well, we're currently observing the wondrous Alpha Yang. Good times. What is Yang up to? I don't know at the moment. I haven't actually taken a look at. He is playing as the Clausewitz engineers, who are all the way down here, and they are currently playing as a very interesting little empire. Let's take a look at. The logos are already amazing. Xenophile, fanatic xenophile materialist with masterful crafters and environmentalists. I see that you've gone a little bit less hardcore this time around.
Yes. Though they don't have the protection of the dragon this time. And the dragon I put there was kind of training wheels to help them out a bit. And it did come into play. But this time, I'm sure it'll be fine. So, what does Alpha have around him there? I'm seeing a lot of little empires.
There's a lost megastructure over here. We did talk a little bit about this when we were talking about the bingo card to put a broken megastructure as a bingo card. Yang would have been in a great spot for that. But in general, we've got the world's longest hyperlane in this direction.
Wow, look at that!
It's gonna take a while before he meets another empire, which is going to be a progenitor. Yang is boxed in between two fallen empires.
What a start
out of this area. What a start. What's going on over at No Virtue's place?
Let's take a look at my point of view, and we can show off what's happening with No Virtue. So what we have going on here is No Virtue has her little empire right up here. And nearby, they have some marauders. But if you look down, we have, of course, because it's a No Virtue game, some fanatic purifiers.
The
right
Death
here.
Lords.
Yeah. And they are very close to No Virtue. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 jumps away. So I'm sure she'll be thrilled. I'm sure she'll be thrilled.
There's freeholders on the other side. I see that there's the Caravaneers to the bottom. The question is what are the Purifiers going to go for first? In terms of difficulty settings, are we playing we're playing at Grand Admiral, correct?
Grand Admiral, that's correct. Now, another interesting thing is up above her empire, she's got tons of open space. Tons, like black holes, pulsars, a lot of point gets right up there. And there's a fallen empire as she continues up this way. But further down, beyond the Death Lords, is the Council of Grinches. And that'll be interesting because they can be a very aggressive race. So there's a chance the Death Lords and the Council of Grinches may take care of each other.
What are the Council of Grinches? Let's if we can pop over towards my screen for a second again, and let's take a quick look here what we got. So the Council of Grinches is an empire that you have, in your endless wisdom, have created. What kind of empire are we talking about here is then my question. And, obviously we are the Clausewitz Empire, but the Council of Grinches are in fact barbaric despoilers, the scavengers, militarists, and xenophobes. Why?
I also
do you
gave them
do this to
subterranean
people?
for fun.
They're also they live on the ground.
Well, that's where the Grinch lived. He lived in a cave.
Yeah, but he lived on top of a mountain, not underground in like friggin'
Well-
Gaza Doom.
Well, if you check,
Like,
they actually. Look, I went all out. Alpha's looking pretty tense there. He looks. What's he doing?
And that's
He looks-
perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
He's-
I think
he's
just
biting his
figured out
lips.
That, it's like, yeah, it's maybe because he's not just not running any makeup this time. But he's got his ship, his first ship already out here, and he's just slowly but steadily trying to figure out what's going on in the galaxy. He does not know about the world's longest hyperlane yet, but what kind of does he have any access to any First League as the precursor? By the way, this is a hand, not a spaceship.
That's right.
It's the First League as the first one, which could be really good. You know, you can get yourself a relic world out of it. Didn't we talk about putting a bingo card up to have a relic world at some point? I feel that we did. I don't know what's going on with that, but
Alpha just posted that he got a trinary system. Can you confirm that?
he did get a trinary system. He definitely did. That is confirmed.
Oh, we just confirmed that in Discord, and they can. There we go.
Exactly.
Alpha's got, I
And
think, the first
having
point.
having a trinary system in your borders, once that is on the actual bingo card, let's get a full screen on air, and then we can take a look at what sort of connections we have on that. In the meantime, though, what's going on with No Virtue? Has the discovery of the Fanatic Purifiers happened yet?
I don't think so, but let's see. There seems to be, if we're talking about No Virtue, they've definitely got their ships heading down, but there is some mining drones and void clouds that are going to block one path down towards where the Death Lords might be messing around with. And the other way seems to have some more spaceborne garbage. But if she continues going down past this nebula, this Oracle's Grave Nebula here, very, very nice sounding, she's going to wind up finding the Death Lords. Now, the Death Lords, for them, they're moving towards her. They're sending ships out to explore that direction. So I think it's going to be.
Do you have No Virtue's POV? Can you click on her POV?
Her point of view? Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
She hasn't met any other empires yet, but you can see she's looking to grab those other Arctic worlds. She's got
so far?
I don't think so. I took a little look earlier. Yeah, no precursors yet. Though she's got a nice little gateway system right here. That gateway is worth a point on the bingo card. So once she claims that, and it's got two planets in there, 21 size tile tundra and a 12 size tile desert world. She's actually got a lot of planets around, and that's going to help her out quite a bit.
Yeah, I wonder how this is going to work out, because we've got two complete opposite scenarios here. We've got Alpha Yang on one end, who is going to be playing boxed in for a very long time, whereas on the other hand, we've got No Virtue, who is going to be playing the survival game yet again. At least that's the feeling that I'm getting out of this particular scenario over here. And it could be that No Virtue is going to flush out again, having to restart, and Yang still not having made first contact with anybody by that.
Oh,
Irasian Concord.
There we go.
For No Virtue, we've got ourselves the Irasians. What is the Irasians again? Isn't that the Pox? Isn't that the orbital bombardment? I cannot remember.
Yeah, I think that's the Jovian Pox, isn't it? If I'm recalling correctly.
Pox. Yeah, exactly. So we got Yang with the First League, which is a free relic world, and then we got Jovarian Pox on the other side. Let's not delve too deep into what the Jovarian Pox actually does, because we do want to keep this for syndication on television.
Absolutely.
And we'll just keep it under there. Anyway,
don't want to
what do you
the
think
Swedish
the chances are?
broadcasters.
Like what? Yeah, exactly. What sort of columns do you think that No Virtue will be able to pick up here? Because Gateway is about to be picked up. What other options here?
She's going right there for the gateway. So, if could we see the bingo card actually right now? We'll take a little look at it. So I would say no Virtue is going to get that gateway. So that's B. Now B is the one that you said would probably be the easiest to get if we're talking about the column. Maintain 3 migration treaties, have an asset in 3 different empires, border fallen empire, acquire a relic. Now, one of those is going to be difficult for no Virtue because that fallen empire is far away.
Ooh, alien spacecraft. It's that's a fun one. Getting yourself some alien fauna within your empire in the relic world as well. The Rubricator, always fun. In the meantime, we've taken a look at no Virtue for a while now. Let's pop back over towards Yang and see what sort of snaking is going on in the empire over there. It is. Yeah, the Clausewitz engineers are snaking their way across the galaxy. They know about the dead end, so that's at least one thing. They're already over. Wow. Okay. How many science ships do you have here, Yang? That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 science ships are floating around. That is pretty crazy. Are they all on auto? Don't know if they're on auto. Oh yeah, automatic surveying. So he's been watching some of my my more recent things, and we got ourselves first contact, and he's figured out that he is sitting next to some progenitors. So that's going to be completely useless, and he already knows, okay, this is the direction I cannot go in. I've originally spawned into the galactic southwest, and I'm not going to get first contact until I get to the galactic north, basically, which is problematic. We can take a quick look here at what's going on observer-wise. Got some more Guardians over here. We got another Empire over here that first contact's not going to be made of anytime soon. Based on what I'm seeing right now, I am not oh yeah, there's also these guys over here. There's like a weird Federation thing going on over here. But I don't see getting any assets being in Yang's future anytime soon.
So this particular set of challenges, they're going to find taking the espionage of subterfuge as soon as possible can actually help them quite a bit. But another interesting thing that they're going to need to consider is if they want to go for that top row, that B row, which I know at least one of them had mentioned they were curious about, maintaining 3 migration treaties and 3 rivalries at the same time in a galaxy with so few empires is actually quite difficult.
You need 6 empires for that.
Yeah, there's at least 9 empires in the game. It spawns in at least 9, and then others can be generated based on RNG and whatnot. But the real challenge is this is Grand Admiral, and there's a lot of empires that are just more powerful than you. And so getting them as rivals can be a little challenging.
Yeah, to put that into perspective, right now Alpha Yang is sitting at 598 fleet power with an economy of 428. To put that into perspective, there is also some Fnatic Purifiers over here. They got a fleet power of 11k with an economy of 966. Young's not even on the board right now when it comes to overall power. Now, it could be that he gets lucky and he gets first contact with an empire that will, seek pity on him. So we can take a look here what we got here. This is the Unity, so that's a hive mind that we got here. What kind of hive mind are we talking? This is Subspace, F-Ace, and Subsumed Will. I don't know whether or not this hive mind is going to be too happy with what Young is doing over there, and that's basically his only way in. It's being blocked by a hive mind, and the rest of the galaxy is completely not accessible to him at all because it's just being blocked by
both players are in rough situations. I don't think it's going to be a matter of will it be over in 30 minutes, but will it be over in 3 hours?
Yeah, exactly. Where is the Shroud Tunnel going? Oh, of course, it doesn't go anywhere because it needs to be selected.
Got to get those beacons up.
Yeah.
Now, interacting with the Shroud
Tunnel?
There is a special one called Have the Shroud Walkers Divine Your Future. So once they meet those and spend the influence, that's another mark for someone. Now,
that's totally worth it. But do we consider the Shroud Tunnel to be a gateway or an L gate? Because it does have the icon for it.
It has the icon, but it is neither gateways or L gates. That is not
All right.
that is not a gateway. That's a big hole in the
No,
galaxy.
that's a wormhole. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Alpha says bordering a fallen empire.
That is completely correct, and that is completely confirmed, which means Alpha gets another tick on the box. As soon
Can
as
we take a
have
look
that
at
up and
Alpha's
running,
card?
we can yeah, let's take a look at Alpha's card once we have that up and running. That'd be great.
So one.
In the
there we
meantime,
go.
though, at the start of the show, we had Knorr talking about that there was music. Is there music at the start of the show? Because I don't hear it. I don't know about you.
There's some very jazzy tunes they have. Now we got
Is
Alpha's
there?
bingo card up here. You'll have to watch the
there we
VOD.
go. Okay, so have a trinary system in your borders, which is relatively straightforward. Border fallen empire. What is going to be the challenge here? Well, he's not going to win any wars. I can tell you that already. 100 intel on another empire, especially considering he's bordering a hive mind. Getting intel on a hive mind is very, very difficult, and he's got discovery as his first tradition tree, which is not helpful. Connecting 5 systems with a hyper relay network, again, also, you need to get the right technologies for it. He does have a lot of crystals, which is going to be helpful. And then the last one, have 5 robotic assembly plants on 5 different planets. Totally doable. I don't see any concerns there. So overall, I think the biggest problem he's going to have is getting the 100 intel on another empire, specifically at the moment, first contact going to be made with a hive entity is going to be his best thing. The one thing that he can get here, if he is lucky, if he goes down the espionage path, as you already mentioned, claim this system, and then being able to make contact with the Empire on the other side of these here, on these lanes, because of the bonuses that you can get through the spying when it comes to seeing further down gateways. Basically, your radar range will go over here or something like that, and they'll be able to see these other empires. And then, the galaxy will open up like an oyster, and being able to join the galactic community, and then the game really is afoot. The real question is, how far behind is he going to be?
That's a big important thing. I think to get a couple of the points, I know that to get a couple of the points, they're going to want to have the galactic community form as soon as possible, and they're going to want to have that market established so that they can buy and sell pops on the market. Now, xenophiles can sell non-citizen AI, unintelligent robots. They are allowed to sell those on the slave market. I think they had to set their rights to be servitude rather than citizen, though. So they might have to mess around a little. But right now, No Virtue still hasn't met anyone.
Let's pop over there. Let's see if she's going to get those fanatic purifiers up and running.
No, he's finally... Alpha has just said that he has another claim in... he said he got a pulsar, I do believe.
Stand by. That is confirmed. I didn't even see that pulsar. I was actually looking for one earlier. But let's keep the eyes on No Virtue for the meantime.
So we got some problems for No Virtue. The Death Lords have started making contact. They are inside her territory, surveying lands, and they are exploring and expanding towards her. She is going to be absolutely furious. She's going to think this is rigged at this point. Now, that said, looking here, the Death Lords are also coming into contact with the Council of Grinches. Now, this sounds a little weird, but if I was No Virtue, once I met the Council of Grinches, I would try to make nice with them. It is possible to make nice with fanatic xenophobes. It's just a little harder. And they could work together to crush the Death Lords.
I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either.
I think No Virtue is completely boned because what is all this space fauna around No Virtue's empire? Like, is it being blocked? Is it blocking? What's that in Mozir? What's that empire? Oh, she hasn't made first contact yet. She doesn't know. Keep an eye on her face cam. Keep an eye on her face cam. Because the moment it hits, we're going to be able to read, we're going to be able to read the story off of her face. It's just going to be like, miming something along those lines. It's going to be like, oh, no, not this again.
I'm expecting some censorship needing to come in. There might be some explicitives.
It's a shame
For
that we
those who
can't
don't-
listen in because that'd be funny.
For those that don't know, No Virtue, despite having a remarkably strong start last Galaxy Brain, she wound up just getting absolutely destroyed. Now, I don't know if it was a Fanatic Purifier the first time, but the second time, it was.
Yes.
But she just didn't have any luck, and that was really No Virtue's poor luck, I think, is what gave Alpha the advantage he needed to, or the time he needed to pull ahead that victory. And I'm a little seeing similar patterns happening this time.
Yeah, and last time we were all like, oh yeah, No Virtue's gonna just take this. It's gonna sweep the floor with it, and it's going to be over before you know it, and then all of a sudden it's like tortoise in the hair, Alpha Yang just walks away with it casually over the finish line by getting the last possible precursors. So that was a very interesting one. So who knows? Maybe we're going to get a 2 out of 3 here, or, we'll see. But that first contact situation is what I'm looking forward to right now.
They're bordering her already.
We got some. Did first contact just get made? I think first contact just got made.
No, not yet.
We did get some miming over there.
I don't think she's happy with the proximity of this other empire.
We should probably stick here for a little while just to make sure, because I'm really curious of what's going on there. Yang is doing his own thing right now. It's fine.
Yang's in a sweet position. He really is. At least for being able to play at his own pace. He doesn't have any immediate threats. And I think he's going to be okay. So now I'm seeing. Oh, she's not looking great, but that is because the Fanatic Purifiers have declared hostilities pre-contact with her. Can you see her face right now? She is not happy. That says it all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Who has been naughty or nice? That's definitely the Fanatic Purifiers in that regard.
What?
Keeping
now,
that
the
in
good news
mind,
is, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if things go terribly wrong and No Virtue has to restart, that's fine. She gets to retain her points. Ooh, her science ship is just got attacked by some space fauna. She's not having a particularly good game. You know what? I don't know. Let's
stick on the screen here. I think that's the most important part right now, because I do want to, we do want to get that facial expression from when the first contact happens and just take the rage. But we can talk about Yang in the meantime for a little bit. He somehow managed to make first contact with an alien federation, the Foundation, who's sitting on the other side, who are extremely suspicious of him, which I think is, pretty validated, because they're rocking the same color, and that's just not done in that regard. Still, though, Yang does mean that he can deploy his envoys, and that right there is really important, obviously, because the question is, how is he going to apply said envoys? So right now there is a standard hegemony federation over here. That means there's a hegemony going on and all that jazz, but what can we really do about this at the moment? Like, Yang can do a bunch of the intel stuff, he can do the rivalry stuff, the migration treaties he can try to get, and a big door has just opened up, and also making contact with the Second Fallen Empire is also not particularly helpful at the moment. How's it going with No Virtue? Has it happened? Has it happened?
It has happened. It's worth the wait. Worth the So this is perfect.
This is gonna make some great television someday. With that out of the way, we can swap back towards Yang and see what's actually going on over there, because we got the money shot. That's what we were going for.
That was perfect.
So, first contact being made by this hegemony to the south by Alpha Yang. All that stuff is going well. The real question is he going to be able to deploy those envoys. He's got 4 envoys at the moment, which is really, really good. He's trying to get a spy network in the Blessed Foundation, improving relations, split a couple of other ones. Really not going for that intel. Just trying to get relationship improvements, and it really feels like he's going for the migration treaties at the moment, which in combination with the trinary systems that he already has, trying to get onto the galactic market to sell a robot pop, then getting a hyper relay network, and then have or become a prospectorium, which objectively is going to be the most challenging thing on the list. So it looks like he's going down the G column. Probably not the best of ideas, but we'll see what's going on there. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about that first contact situation.
No Virtue's already saying, "Hey, should I start over?"
Reroll. In all honesty, if I was her, I would probably re-roll right now. If that would be the better approach. Here's the bingo card, of course. Trinary system being picked up, forward bordering Fallen Empire, getting a pulsar in your borders. There's so many things here that are optional. As I mentioned, getting 3 migration treaties. Oh, that is column B. My apologies. For a second, I thought it was column G. So Alpha Yang very heavily going for that B column. Getting a gateway or L gate in their empire, is that going to be viable? I don't see any gateways at the moment or any L gates that are nearby. No, he's actually going to be able to pick up 2 different mega structures before getting any gateways, so that's not going to go anywhere.
I'm going to cut you off.
Highly
I'm going to cut you off right there for a second. No Virtue has gotten the okay from the studio to re-roll the Galaxy. So she gets to take any points, any gets that she's gotten so far that don't say maintain, and she gets to start a brand new game. So we'll be focusing on Alpha Screen for a bit, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And of course, let's hope that that the 4th time is a charm, and that we don't get another sprinkling of Fanatic Purifier and or the Spoiler and or Blood Court and or Exterminator in that general direction. Maybe if we're really lucky, we can get like an enemy Terravore. That'd be really fun, because that
would be great. Nice variety there.
Yeah, exactly. Terravore is just such a cool Empire type that is almost impossible to get because of the way you have to set it up. First, you need to go ahead and set up a Gestalt Empire. Then you need to get a Edie Empire, and then you need to be Lithoid. And only then do you get access to the Terravore Civic option. So it's super hidden, but it's probably one of the funnest ways to play, because you get to eat every single planet in the galaxy without having something that blows up planets. Irregardless of that little tangent, it looks like Alpha Yang is going to make first contact with this hive mind very soon, if he hasn't done so already. He knows that an empire is there. He knows that there's a war going on over there right now, which is the Paxilatan Star regime are currently at war with this here empire. What kind of empire is this regime? They are militarist spiritualists, which should be okay to deal with in terms of like agreements and stuff like that. They won't like those this Gestalt empire at all, depending on, of course, what kind of AI personality they have. I actually had a whole discussion regarding AI personalities a little while back with people. And we kind of touched upon it at the start of the game. Why didn't you give the Grinches a metalhead personality?
I don't know.
If
I
you
wasn't
know what
thinking about it.
Let's ask that question.
Not particularly sure what a metalhead personality is.
All right. Okay. So allow me to enlighten you whilst the game is slowly but steadily going on here, and we're waiting for players to really do to run through their paces.
Sure.
So,
No Virtue has got her new map up.
Okay, cool. Let's swap over then. We can get onto this tangent some other time.
Now, if we're looking here, no Virtue's. Let's see. She got a black hole, really handy. The important thing is,
I see
2 fallen empires. Yeah. This up here is a xenophobic empire, but it's not fanatic xenophobe. She's actually got. Who are the hierarchy here?
Is that a megacorp?
Just the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The hierarchy is
No.
no. They are pacifist, fanatic, materialist. That's interesting.
So they're the Tolan from Stargate SG-1.
Yes, 100%. So look at the amount of space though she has. That's actually quite a bit.
Lot. Is there any gateways? Is there any trinaries?
I'm not seeing any gateways off the top of my head. Oh, I wasn't zoomed in close enough.
I see one on the left. There's an L gate.
Oh, good. I'm seeing there's an L gate there.
How
She's
did I
got a
see
lot
that?
of room
Like
to
the-
grow. This is good for her. And there's even the who are these guys? This is the scavengers.
Ooh. Oh, look close at them because they got a really cool model. Look
Don't
at
they,
that.
though?
Isn't that awesome?
Oh,
they got
I was like,
Titans
what are all
sticking out
those
there.
guns? Oh, they're ships.
They're ships. Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
a mammalian titan sticking out of there.
But look at this though. I think this is probably the best start No Virtue has had in the game. I think she still is going to need to be careful of these xenophobes up here. We're going to take a quick look at these guys right here, the hegemony of Halston. So these guys are authoritarian fanatic xenophobes. Shadow Council Corvée system. Alpha Yang Delete just announced another get. Can you confirm?
I am double checking because I'm not entirely sure if that is correct. I need to double check this. Carry on in the meantime. Oh,
all
right,
right,
hold
sure.
on.
Yes.
Yeah, there is definitely a disabled gateway in his empire. There it is. That is confirmed.
All right, that counts. Confirmed.
That's
All right.
That's crazy good.
Jeez, he's had some real good luck.
Yeah. So
All right,
now
so we're starting to see. Yeah, that B column's looking really good for Alpha.
Well, he's not gonna get a
Migration
planet
treaties.
from the Council of Grinches because they're all the way over here, and he's not even made first contact yet. But I think the bigger thing, or the bigger problem here, is still building up those relationships with these empires and getting access to migration agreements. They're cordial. Breaking a migration treaty. We got one migration treaty over here. We got ourselves a potential migration treaty in the wings. Then we don't have a migration. This is minus 1200.
Oof.
Why? We do not have enough intel.
They're rivals.
Apparently.
Oh, that's no good.
So that's three. That's two empires that are currently potentially running a. Okay, so he's got two envoys currently running on the Lippian Blessed Foundation, which is these
The ones that hate him.
Yeah, they're rivaled. They're overwhelming as well. They're rivaled, trying to get the attitude back up, but I think he's going to have a better time trying to get more information out of these guys. This unity over here, but more interestingly, this other empire that is down here. But yeah, L gate coming up here or at least it's not an L gate, but it's just a standard disabled gateway coming up for Alpha Yang is very helpful. And I'm actually kind of waiting for that free space. I don't know about you, but
I'm hoping someone does this free space this time.
Yeah, let's go over towards
can we
No
take a
Virtue
look-
and actually see
Yes.
what the growth is over there.
So No Virtue has run into a small problem, but it's not as terrifying as she might think. The big issue is they got the scavenger bot right here in the Eaton Stellaris system, and over here in the Goetia system, they have 3K of. I'm assuming that's probably
It's
void
probably
clouds.
Amoeba. Amoeba.
Oh,
void
it might be.
clouds.
One of the other. So that's stopping her from going up this way, and that's gonna. She wants to get up there, even though she doesn't know it, because this is where a fallen empire is. She can border them. That's a point. Let me think. What else we got here? I don't see do you see any trinaries around? I'm not seeing any. There's got to be some trinaries around here that.
Well, you gotta remember that my return monitor is not necessarily the highest quality because it's look like.
That's right. That's right.
So
I'm
just
looking.
for
I'm
those
looking.
people who are watching at home, we're doing this not from the studio, so it's. We got some return monitors on our side here. I do not see any trinaries. I see pulsars. I see neutron stars, but I do not see any trinaries, which is strange. Oh, there's one in Hawkree, I think it is.
Oh, right
Yeah,
down
there's
here.
one.
Yep, I see
There's
right
a-
beyond
there's
this.
a trinary.
Yeah. So, and that is
Around a wormhole. There's a
very
binary
possible for
over
her to
there. Yeah.
She's
yeah,
already
definitely.
got science officers down there exploring this area. Yeah,
Indeed.
wow, look at-
Did she already get a precursor?
Let's take a look. Having a hard time here. The Assyrians.
Assyrians. Okay.
So,
Same
yeah,
as
that's
last
the
time.
Jovian Pox.
Yeah.
So
So
no
meantime,
virtue could
speaking
be-
of precursors.
yes,
Go ahead. Sorry, we
I was
have
just
some
gonna-
delay on
she's-
our line.
she's off to a
on our
better
line,
start.
so. Okay, cool. Speaking of precursors, Yang is currently. We can pop over towards screen so we can properly illustrate what's going on there. So Yang right now is already up to 3 precursor locations. So
Good.
we got the smuggler asteroid, research bird. It's not really important. What is important here is that he gets 6 of them in total. So he's got 2 more down here, and he's been ignoring all of these anomalies just to get through it as fast as possible. And then he did the same thing the last time as well, where he just skipped over everything just to get
Breaks
through
my
all these
heart.
precursors. So finally, he's got the next precursor down here already. If he can get the first league then up and running, it gives him another planet because it's a relic world. Why is that important? One of the goals on the bingo card. Let's get that bingo card on screen right now because then I can properly
Yes,
illustrate
please.
to you. It's row G, column O. Have 5 robotic assembly plants on 5 different planets. Currently, Yang only has 3 planets. Throw a relic world into the mix there is planet 4. Getting another planet to be added to that, which should not be a problem considering Delta Pavonis is right there. Getting a 5th planet, adding those robots into the mix is simply yet another tick box up and running. Is it in the column that he would want? Probably not, but still, it is a tick box that is helpful. It's not really all that focused, but we're getting there. The 3 migration treaties is going to be the big challenge right now.
I think Alpha stands a pretty good chance if either of them decide to go down the espionage or the subterfuge. That I think that middle row with using the free space very possible to happen. And let's see what is he taking there.
This is the current diplomacy. It's a bit dubious, but the other empire that was his rival before is now just suspicious, which means that he can crank up all the relationship improvements, then crank out that migration treaty, and that's another tick box right there. And that would be
he's doing good.
So that would be really good. I do agree that some of the options that they've taken are a little bit dubious. Discovery is good for the fast surveying, yes. Did he actually go for map the stars? That's probably the good question. No map the stars here, and all these edicts are still open. So trying to get as many things as possible. What is going on here? Is that pirates? That is pirates. But yeah, I completely agree with you that Discovery should probably have gone Intel. Expansion is good in this particular case, and diplomacy probably as well. But Discovery in this case should probably have been Intel.
Yeah. If you're going to take Discovery early on, you should take it as probably the first one and get in this situation, because just getting out there in that early little bit can really help out. But I don't know. I might have given it a pass myself.
Yeah,
diplomacy is
Map
good.
the stars. That's why you get it. That's why you get Discovery. Map the stars, as well as to boldly go for that survey speed and the science division for the research alternatives. After that, you leave that Discovery tree alone and usually go and split into prosperity for the decreases in costs onto districts. At least if you're playing like a meta style game. But right now, expansion, I guess it makes sense. I would have gone for colonization fever, maybe, and as well as the influence cost decoupling because of the expansion that he needs to be doing. But again, the discovery makes no sense in this particular context.
All right, No Virtue has just gotten column B, I. They have the Black Hole, Screeching Abyss, and that has been confirmed.
Amazing.
So, can we take a look at No Virtue's?
Empire.
Take a look at No Virtue's bingo card. That would be really good. I can't. I want to see how many points. I think Alpha's up on her with points this time around.
He's at 3 at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. No Virtue's got 2 points, and they're not in any way to synergize with each other. I don't know. Going down that first B column might be No Virtue's best bet right now, considering.
Do we count diagonals?
Rough. Yes, diagonals.
Do we count diagonals?
You can do diagonals, and that's something I think that was forgotten.
I mean, maintain 3 migration treaties, doable for Yang.
Yes.
Maintain a stockpile of 15,000 consumer goods, doable.
Pretty
Free
easy.
space. Connect 5 systems with a hyperlane network, easy. Have a pulsar in your borders. That's probably the easiest combo that you can get. Diagonal from top left to bottom right is the easiest thing you can do in this game. Now that I take a second look at it. Like, that right there is going to be, if they suddenly realize that this is going to be like a winning situation, then they should just take it, because I don't know whether or not they are aware that diagonal is an option.
I'm gonna take a look. I don't think No Virtue has made. No, she has not met any of the new species yet. That's space fauna out there. Oh, those are space rocks. 3.8K of space rocks.
Remember when crystallines had their own weapons that you can get?
I do. It was good times.
Yes. Apparently it's coming back. Who knows? But yeah.
You never know. You never know what's going to happen next with Stellaris. It's like a brand new game every 3 months. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Let's not mention the war, shall we?
So I'm looking here. No Virtue is not off to a great military start. She's definitely pouring her resources elsewhere.
Is this going to be like the running gag here? Is that don't get me wrong, like Alpha Young is good at the game, but No Virtue basically fends off a 25x Fallen Empire, 25x triple crises without any that spawn 100 years into the game without breaking a sweat. Every single time she's just not having the greatest luck, and it's just causing so many problems.
Now, I don't know what settings No Virtue typically plays on, but I do know that these settings are maybe a little different than she might be used to, and it might be causing some changes to her play style.
What would you think that would be, though? What would you think that would be?
I think she usually plays with altered tech and Unity production for like traditions and stuff, so that they come a little quicker.
Yeah,
we should
take a personal POV.
Yeah, let's see what's going on there. So I think she's gone down that discovery tree. She's just completed it, and she's taken technological ascension. Rushing technology is probably going to be a really good idea if you want to get that hyperlane network, the hyperlane relay network, or whatever they're called. You know what I mean? Because that is a point, but that tech sometimes can come a little late in game, depending on of course, RNG. Now you can see she's moving towards that pulsar right now. Yeah, there we go. I think she's just trying to get a lot of those low-hanging points. And what is it? Is that just another? I'm just trying to see what she. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong space now. What aliens are these?
Special project complete.
These Oh, it's a ghost ship. Ah, I was a little confused there for a moment, but no, there's a ghost ship just running around the system. I thought she was about to make first contact, but no, she's still
Oh, here we go. Doing all
alone on the
sneaky stuff.
galaxy.
There we go. We're doing all the sneaky stuff, trying to get around the
Oh,
around the crystallines. That's the way to do it.
I've done
That's
this many
the way to do
times.
it. I've done
Yep.
this myself as well. This is how you play. This is the good stuff right here. So going for that pulsar right now, and actually you're trying to figure out what's beyond this. Can we stop over towards Yang's POV and see what's going on over there? I'm really curious what he's up to. Okay, here's Yang. What are you doing there, buddy? What's going on? Okay, factory world being set up here. Yet another planet. Tons of star bases and all that stuff.
Oh, is he
The real question-
automating?
Ah, there's the relic world. Is that? Hold on, let me double check here. Is that just a random relic world, or is that? Hold on, I need to double check on my own screen here.
He's got 6
looks
planets right now.
Yeah, but no robots though. Although 1 robot assembly factory, 2 capital none. Delta Pavonis, also nothing here. Nothing in the frontier sector. Lots of minerals, but
Interesting. The galactic
robot.
community has been formed in Yang's game.
well, if so, Yang does not have contact. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, you're completely right.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We've got ourselves a galactic community. What are they voting on? Security contractors. 3
Well, he
migration
says-
treaties from Yang. I need to double check. Let me verify here. 1 migration treaty with the Clausewitz engineers. Another one with the Clausewitz engineers. And the last one. What is the last migration treaty with? We're going to need to take a look at the contacts here. Status. We got one with... Yeah, we have 3. We got 3. One with the Themasian Mandate, one with the Hofarian Galactic Imperium, and one with the Confederated Bathurian Systems. So we got ourselves, all of that.
With those migration treaties, those need to be maintained. So if he loses one, he can't call bingo. Anything that says maintain, you have to get it and hold on to it for when you want to get your points.
Right.
But
So if
he's
trying
doing
to,
good.
Is he doing good, or is he doing well? Is he Superman?
He's doing well. He's doing well. Oh,
Okay.
no Virtue calling in. Let me take a look here. Virtue saying that she has gotten a pulsar, and
Yeah, we already talked. Yeah, there it is. Pulsar confirmed.
Yep. Confirmed. Double confirmed. But yeah, so this is probably a huge weight off No Virtue's shoulders so far. But she's probably waiting for that other shoe to drop. Now, I doubt she's going to be happy to see the hegemony of Hailston, but it could be so much worse. And they're still a fair distance away from meeting her, because they have gone another direction. But I don't know. I think she's going to do all right.
One thing that I think is interesting as well, if I'm looking through Alpha Gang's feed, is that he's not gone for the black hole in your borders, and he's got my favorite system name right there and then. Let's quickly pop over so we can see the best system name in the game. Welcome to the dubious abyss that needs to be constructed, obviously, in order to get the black hole within your borders just ticked off for the sake of it. But also has the gateway within his empire as well, so we'll tick that off. All he needs to do is get a relic and 3 different empires. Now, he did
The assets,
get
right?
himself his precursor, but this particular
There's no
precursor,
relic
the
there.
First League, there is no relic there. It spawns a relic world, but not a relic. So here's the question: do we consider this relic world to be a relic?
I
Or
would
does it need
not.
to spawn on this screen?
I would say that needs to be a relic, personally.
Okay. Because these
What
are
do
these are
you
important
think? Do you have
questions we need to ask ourselves.
Now, if I was Yang, I'd be hitting the casino pretty hard. Maybe get that Gallat. Wouldn't that be a nice Christmas
The
present?
Gallatron, the 1 in 100 chance that you can get it, a 1% chance that it drops.
Absolutely.
It used to be even worse. It used to be 0.5% chance that it dropped.
Oh my god!
It was funny. I was watching
remember.
another game a little while back, and this was with God, what's his name? With Stefan Anon, and I was just hanging out in the stream. It's like, hey man, you should go for the Caravaneers and see what's happening there. It's like, no, the Caravaneers are terrible. I don't want to spend my money on that. And like, all right, I'll do it for funsies. And then he rolls it on the first roll. I kid you not.
No.
He rolls the Gallatron out, and everybody's like, no way did you get the Gallatron.
That's amazing.
On the first roll.
So interesting thing. No Virtue has pacified. She's using that fanatic xenophile to her advantage and is pacifying a lot of the space fauna around her region.
Let's pop over.
Let's
pop over.
If you look here, you can see that these guys over here on No Virtue's point of view, you can now see that she got these little happy, very peaceful, pacified 3.8k Sapphire Lurkers. So that's actually good. That's going to make it much easier for her to keep going up and explore. And she is very close now, closer than she may realize, to getting that border with the Fallen Empire. I don't think she got that point earlier. Would we be able to take a look at No Virtue's bingo card just to kind of refresh our memory? I think she only has 2 or 3 points at the moment. she's taken time to give Sprinkles. That's the name of her cat, isn't it? Sprinkles. Kitty. We'll call it Kitty.
Bubbles.
Nova. But yeah, here we go. She's only got 3 points right now. Pulsar, L-Gate, Black Hole. A lot of the just space sightseeing going on here. But if she can border with a Fallen Empire, that's going to be another in the B category. And she's got the she's got the Asarians as well. Now, that's the Jovian Pox, correct? The one that she has currently.
You're asking questions about an incredibly complicated and content-heavy, rich game that I don't know everything about all the time. Specifically events that I just click through because I know what they all do just by reading the top.
Let me.
And I don't really. I'm not really all that lore heavy.
All right. Let me think. Asarians. Yes, the Asarians are for the Jovian Pox. So if she completes that Jovian Pox.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Asarian Concordant. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, if she completes that, she's going to have a real good shot at getting that bingo in that first column. She's just got to make those migration treaties and get those assets out there. And for that, she's going to have to meet the rest of the galaxy.
Let's pop over back to my screen, though, because stuff is afoot on Yang's screen.
Oh!
It looks like assets are being recruited.
Excellent.
And the Valkyrian shenanigans over here.
Excellent.
There's now 3 spy networks are being built in the Palaxian Star regime, the Oxifran consciousness. Really, in a consciousness, a spy network that is okay. This Unity got completely cut in half, by the way. But that is they're a robotic. They're a hive mind.
Can we see how things are looking for him for that?
You mean for that particular?
Like how strong is their intel compared to his?
Well, it's going to be super strong because I need to hover over.
Oh yeah, that's
a maximum of 10.
Now, so as far as somebody defeated a Leviathan. Okay. As far as I know, as you acquire assets, you increase your spy network capabilities by 5.
Yeah, but you need to have level 30 infiltration level. He can only get 10 because
he's not going to be able to do it with those.
This is a hive mind. Hive minds do not do well with espionage.
No, he's going to probably want to either super beef up his espionage capabilities, something he probably should have started working on a little earlier, or just kind of abandon working with those.
He's done in Intel search thing, boosting it by 5, but without going for the Fierce traditions. I will keep my mouth shut. But operational security should be the next thing to do, really, with the code breaking operations, operation skill, yada yada. So Yang has some high potential here. It's just the choice of going for a hive mind is rather dubious. Let's put it that way, especially considering the entire galactic community is already afoot.
So if
and then he just still needs to get a relic.
That's true. So if I'm recalling correctly, both of these empires started out with environmentalists, which allows the construction of ranger lodges. And if I'm remembering correctly, ranger lodges, as long as you do not tear down the tile blockers on planets, which is something that a lot of players have a hard time doing, you wind up generating extra unity, and that can really help them if they're trying Alpha right now. If he's trying to pull ahead in that unit,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you that relic acquired. Oh my god! I got the Omni Codex.
Oh my god! What a good get!
What? How did he get the Omni Codex? How does that work?
So, can we confirm that?
Yeah, we could definitely confirm that. And then he just needs 3 more assets in another empire, and then he'll have a bingo. Let's get that card on screen as soon as that is filled in, because that's just ridiculous.
He's doing great. No Virtue is bordering a fallen empire. Confirmed. I think things are going along quite smoothly. What have they been playing for? About an hour, 45 minutes?
When did we start? At 6, right? So that's an hour and 15 minutes.
I think we're doing it at a very nice little pace.
Yeah, nice pace.
So we gotta really keep an eye on Alpha, because he's so close.
Acquired a relic, and he's maintaining 3 migration treaties. He just needs an asset in 3 empires, and he's done.
How many assets does he have? Can we take a look?
How do
jump
I
on over
check?
So you would want to check the. I think if you click on the individual espionage of the different. If you go from his viewpoint and you can see their espionage.
Oh my god! What is this UX?
I would take a look at the ones he's. Yeah, with active spy networks, right? Whew.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
So let's take a look at cursor up to his envoys right now, and we'll see where they're deployed. And if you pop on over to those empires, you might be able to see if he's secured a envoy with an asset with them. And click on espionage. Yeah, so he's got one asset right there.
One asset here. The Oxafoxa Fring, which is this one. No asset
None there
yet. No
is he
operation
working on
running.
It? Oh no, he doesn't have
no.
anything. No.
This is Illyrians. We already talked about these guys.
Saw those guys already. Yeah.
Yeah. This one.
Nothing.
Also no asset. They're trying to run an asset right now. They're trying to gather information on this one, and an asset is being run here.
He's so close.
They got enough. So close. He just needs those 2 operations to finish. Is No Virtue going to be able to catch up? I don't think so, because now it's just.
No Virtue had a rough start. This is a good setup. As a Stellaris player, given the situation she is in this map, I'd be happy as a clam. This is a great start. So much territory, right?
Let's swap over.
If you take a look, let's pop over to No Virtues for a second. Her point.
What year is she in?
She's 22, 25. But there is so much. This entire corner of the galaxy that she's in is free for the taking. It's got a couple of fallen empires, a couple of rowdy neighbors, but no one that's going to be causing her too much problems. Unfortunately, they're just just isn't able to pick up. She hasn't been able to make contact with the rest of the galaxy in the way that Yang has. She's just finally met the fallen empires. She hasn't even seen any other empires yet, so she's not able to get those.
Yang has a
espionage.
60-year advantage. He's got a
He does.
60-year advantage. Yeah, it's that fall. It's those fanatic purifiers again. It's just
poor.
sprinkling that anemone dust into Virtue's eyes.
grinding her empire into zero.
Yes.
So how's Alpha doing?
For Alpha is on the cusp of winning.
Oh my gosh!
It's going to be over very soon at this rate.
There we go. There we go.
Let me confirm it before we do anything. Let me confirm the Paxilin Star regime. Asset confirmed. Ganak.
1.
No assets. The Lipians. Asset confirmed. The last one.
2.
Asset confirmed. Confirmed. And I believe that is a bingo. We quickly need to double check if those migration packs are still up and running. That's also, of course, important. 3 migration treaties are up and running. We got ourselves a bingo,
right.
and Yang wins the second time in this series already. That is crazy.
And this just goes to show that while No Virtue is often viewed as, and rightfully so, the stronger player, it can be anyone's game when you're running these challenge missions. And there we go. That's it. Good job, Alpha.
And it's that B column. It's that B column, the one that we both said was going to be the one that was going to be played. Like, obviously, the diagonal had potential as well, which I realized way too late. But yeah, the B column. It's there. Well done.
So
we need to make
should
it more difficult the next time.
It's true. Now, are we going to be looking to pop over to the studio soon? I'm just waiting for confirmation on that. I'm all right. So I'm ready to go when you guys are.
Yeah, let's see what Knorr's up to. Oh, well, it's face cam first. Hi. All right, there we go. That's all right.
Good to see you. Okay. How are you doing?
Yeah, likewise. The Blork body pillow is now on the ground over there. I'm going to need to pick that up in a little bit. But but still, great game. We had a lot of fun watching this one, especially with Yang at the start, with completely writing them off immediately, and then making that first contact with that Federation was like bringing it home. No Virtue also being written off immediately. And we got the best.
That was such a perfect reaction.
It was wonderful.
That was so good. That was the winner in my heart. I think we're ready for the studio now. So let's go see what Knorr and them are doing.
We've been just here frozen since you left us.
I mean, you have. I've been pretty warm and.
Yeah, we haven't.
Those are really nice. I want to say they're hoodies, but in my mind they're snuggies.
Of course,
full body.
It's actually a robe.
I was also wrapped in a blanket. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, Speed 5 blanket. I hope.
Speed 5 blanket.
So that was interesting. I think one of the things we should mention, both played well played by both No Virtue and Alpha, and we'll talk to them in a bit. I think my takeaway is that if we do this again, because this is the last Stellaris show of the year, maybe it's time for a set galaxy. Yes. So a bit more like even. What do you guys think?
I agree.
You won't get those sort of reactions again, though.
That's true.
That was. I don't know how you guys were looking. Like, you were probably hanging out in the green room. A little bit of craft services, a little bit. Of
sure, that's definitely how it works down here.
Yeah,
watching the program monitor.
I definitely enjoyed Acebeck's reaction to No Virtue. I mean, that was pretty painful for her, I have to say, but that was pretty amusing. Just that laugh, that kind of made tonight worth it, to be honest.
It was really good.
I'm just from a feedback perspective. I just don't want to build a game show that revolves around having No Virtue get really frustrated.
And I think she took him pretty well, but my goodness, that is not nice.
Okay,
no, it's true.
with that said, let's get some caster insight here. I mean, it feels like Yang went for the column you both talked about. Looking at his play, what went wrong? Was there anything that went wrong, or was it just smooth sailing?
He could have gotten it earlier. He could have gotten that bingo earlier if the focus for espionage was not on that hive mind. Hive minds are programmed specifically to be very difficult to infiltrate, and getting to that level 30 infiltration on a hive mind is incredibly difficult, and he pivoted pretty quickly away from that. But aside from that, no real concerns, to be honest. He really managed to roll the game properly. Get in contact with that Federation on the other side of the Fallen Empire was a godsend, because if that did not happen, then we would still be playing right now, because he would not get those migration agreements. He would not be getting
really hard
those assets.
At stopping one of those guys from being his rival.
And I think we have Alpha's winner card here, so let's bring that up, and we can kind of get an idea of what Aspect was talking about here. Yeah, so the classic B column, and then some scattering of, here's some stuff that's actually within your borders. The Trinary and the Pulsar, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think those may need to be retired at this point, because they're just easy pickups. And it's even though the black hole for Yang did not spawn down his side of the galaxy, he needed to go up quite far north to find the black hole, which I thought was rather amusing.
Let's have a look at No Virtues card while we're at it. So missing. So how far away is she here actually compared to where Yang ended up? Like, it's so easy to be like, there's only four claims here, but how quickly would she be able to get the other ones?
Not very, in my opinion. She had Aspec had mentioned that Yang had a 60-year advantage, and so many of these are based on meeting the rest of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So not being out there, not having the neighbors and starting to form those relationships, both positive and negative, that really held her back. So starting over has its own drawbacks.
Yeah. And I think
I confirm.
Yeah. One of the things I want us to note on both of these cards, and now I don't want to throw shade, and it is the festive season, but no one decided to send a nice gift to anyone.
I was
that
very
was
upset.
a little sad. Yeah, that was a little sad that we didn't get to see that middle one at all.
You try and give people an opportunity to do a nice thing,
they want coal.
and they get caught up in a fanatic purifier instead. So
it's Stellaris. It's Stellaris. It's the Dark Forest. Nothing is going to go well. Nothing's going to go well in space.
It's true. Like, the only thing that the holiday season here in Stockholm has in common with Stellaris is that, it's really cold.
It is cold. I've been in colder places, I have to say, but it is cold.
Have you been to outer space?
I haven't,
No, me
unfortunately.
neither.
I guess I should get on that.
We don't know yet.
I need to find what I need to do is go to space and find Knorr.
I actually if I can quickly, I think actually there was one opportunity for No Virtue to win today, even with the delay. And there is one scenario where I think that is relevant, and that is acquiring a relic.
Yeah.
Alpha Yang rolled First League, which does not give you a relic; it gives you a relic world. We discussed it. It's probably not well. Him getting that relic is so unlikely. Right? And getting the Omni Codex is so unlikely, even because he was not running Discovery of the Stars or Map the Stars, etc. It's just so strange. There is no way he should have gotten that. And this game should still have been running right now. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that was actually pretty amusing seeing that come in, because you guys were discussing the likelihood of it. And it just didn't seem like it was going to happen. And then you open it and you're like, hey, whoa, okay. Well, that completely changes the game. So that's the fun of these games though, is sometimes something very unlikely could happen. It could be good or it could be horrible, like spawning next to a someone that's going fanatic purifist.
Exactly. With that said, Mordaith, Aspec, thank you so much for guiding us through these 2 episodes. If actually, why am I was about to do my ending spiel. That's not important. We have more important guests. That's more important than Mordaith and Aspec. Thank you guys so much. We have some players.
Yes, we do. Alpha Yangali, congratulations.
Hey, thanks,
How
guys.
excited are you right now?
I am honestly really surprised. I didn't think I would come out winning 2 games in this series, but here we are. I don't want to underestimate No Virtue because they're a very skilled player, but...
Alpha, and No Virtue, commiserations. Before we get to what actually happened to No Virtue, Alpha, have you seen any of the things that have been posted so far about what went down? And if you haven't, what do you expect to happen to No Virtue?
I have no clue. I was mostly looking at my game. I tuned into the stream here towards the end a little bit, but I was just honed in on my game for the most part. So, no, I have no clue what happened on their side.
Yeah, so No Virtue.
I'm so sorry.
So what is... I mean... So another fanatical purifier.
Yeah.
Very
Again.
start too, wasn't it? Like very within like the first 5 minutes or something.
Well, we knew it took a bit longer for No Virtue to find out.
That's true.
So that's a bummer.
I blame him.
I mean, please do. I don't even know where to go from here. Here's what I wanted to say. Commiserations to No Virtue. What happened is essentially what we had hoped not to happen, because it's no fun if it happens too often. I'm already in feedback mode after these 2 essentially pilot episodes. How are you both feeling about a set galaxy next time around we try this at Speed 5 rather than the random ones?
Sure. I have one very personal request. No way it has been attacked on you whatsoever. Can you just remove the fanatical purifiers, please? Oh my god, it's like, oh hey, if your name equals No Virtue, spawn purifier next to her.
It's just it's
God.
not nice.
Especially when I'm preparing to declare war. Okay, I guess I'll just start it over.
So, No Virtue, what column were you planning on? Before this had started, what column, what row were you planning on doing?
I was actually going for the diagonal from B all the way to O, because it's a little bit easiest, but just could not find anybody that didn't want to murder me in this game. So
it's interesting that you say that too, because the casters actually mentioned that they thought the players actually forgot that they could go diagonal. So that's interesting that you actually just proved them wrong.
I have it here.
I was trying to go for the B, I, so the letters, the double letters all the way across, but because I had the pulsar, like, okay, if all I have to do now is just find 3 empires.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen, so.
And Alpha, on your end, did that go according to plan?
Actually, I was going to go for that diagonal row as well. I found that pulsar first, and then after that, I think I bordered the Fallen Empire right after that, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for the B row, and so I just went all out for that row.
And it worked out for you, obviously.
And one of the things the casters were slightly shocked about was your acquiring a relic, and the specific relic that you got. What's your initial reaction when you got that?
Honestly, everything was going by so fast. I just tried to find as many excavation sites as I could, and then early on in the game, I recruited as many scientists as I could, and I was just like, you know what, survey these systems, find the projects, and excavate the archaeological dig sites after I find a couple of them. And so towards the middle of that run, I had maybe like 2 to 3. I'm not sure. There was a lot happening. I know that I saw some excavation sites, and I was like, find it, research it, see if we can get a relic from it. So yeah, I was worried about that one more than any of the other bingo tabs there.
Yeah, we could tell you were very tunneled into it too. I mean, you weren't really researching, I don't think, anything else, just that one. So we kind of knew what was going on. We knew what you were thinking. So very good job. And I think that's it, though.
Yeah, I think we
for
can
tonight.
say thank you so much to our players. Congratulations to Alpha Yang Delete for another solid run, and commiserations to No Virtue for once again sabotaging your chances by putting you up against some fanatical purifiers to get you behind. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
And
with
tell
that.
Sprinkles good night.
GG's
for us.
Virtue.
will do. All right, good night, y'all.
Good night. Oh my.
Oh.
Well, that was exciting at any rate.
Yes, I mean it's one of those things where you're like I'm super excited. Alpha played a fantastic game. I get stuck in developing the show mode. So I'm like, okay, so what do we do for next season? We're coming into 2023. I want the Stellaris show. Apparently, I really love bingo. How do we tweak this so that I don't have to
Or No Virtue. So No Virtue doesn't have to do that for a third time.
So that when we send out some messages on Discord or an email, they're
You don't get a nasty response.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, no, I've had enough. I've had enough of.
Me and
fanatical
Sprinkles have
purifier.
had enough. We're not doing this anymore.
No more. What was I going to say? Yes. So I saw some requests in Twitch chat. I'm sure there might be some on YouTube. If you want to see and try the bingo card for yourself, it is available on our Discord. I posted in the Stellaris discussion channel. So just pop in there and download it, or just look at it and memorize all of the squares.
And please let us know what your result is, what column you did, what row, everything. Let us know exactly what you achieved, because you never know, you might end up
Yeah, and more
in one of our shows.
More importantly, I want to know how many times in a row you had to restart due to fanatical purifiers.
And probably No Virtue would actually.
I mean, if
appreciate
I
that.
feel we know what the current record is. So if someone can break that for up to like 3 or 4 restarts, you know what? Let us know.
You deserve to be on the show.
Yes, let us know.
Absolutely. So make sure that you go onto our Discord, follow that, follow all of our socials. We will be back on Monday, same time, 1800 CET, for the finale of Season 2 of Masters of Universalis with Flurry Worry and Aldrahill.
Yep, it's going to be the last show of the year, so you don't want to miss it. Consider it our Christmas gift to you, I guess. It's going to be great. You don't want to miss it. I can repeat myself because that's all of the words I can think of currently.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We've had a good night, and we will see you all Monday evening.
It's going to be great.
Bye, everyone.
It's going to be great.